Hi, Michelle Hurd from Star Trek Picard, and this is That's So Random. You play Rafi Musiker on Paramount's Star Trek Picard. Well, yes, I do. What's the show about, and who is Rafi? And where do we find her in season 3? Real quick, what is the show about? It's Star Trek, people, with Patrick Stewart. Remember him? Picard. Rafi she worked for the Starfleet as a spy, and she has had some falling out with Starfleet.
Turn around and call that cab to take you right back where you came from.
Cut to 3rd season. She is as complicated and troubled and precarious as she was in the first 2 seasons, but she's got a journey. Were you a Trekkie before Picard? So I wasn't a Trekkie, but we did watch the reruns from the original series because I'm biracial. My father's black, my mother's white, and my father was an actor, and he knew how important it was for his 3 brown girls to see themselves represented in entertainment. So one of the shows that we would watch as a family on the weekend was Star Trek, the original series, because of Nichelle Nichols. And you know, whether it's conscious or subconscious, just seeing that for the 3 girls, we knew that we had permission to be bold, to be brave, and to be present, and that our points of view were necessary. Sci-fi has been known to take on topics about the world we live in today. How does Star Trek Picard do that? Well, I think it's interesting because that is the whole sort of Bible of Gene Roddenberry's, that we hold a mirror up to society. That's what he's always done. I found it so interesting when we first released, and there were some people saying, "Oh, it's really dark. It should be lighter and doesn't Star Trek is always about hope." Well, we are about hope, but I don't know if everybody's noticed, our world is really hurting right now. It's in a really challenging place. There's a lot of stuff that's broken. And if we hold a mirror up to that, it doesn't look so good. You're best known for being on Law and Order, SVU. Well, now it's Picard, Star Trek.
Then 212, I've been reassigned.
You're here for my job.
Do you think Stabler and Benson will get together? Why not? They may come together maybe at the last episode or the one before the last. But I think to keep it kind of exciting, they're probably going to, keep that going for a long time. And, who knows? They love each other. They've been in each other's lives. Stabler and Benson have been in each other's lives for so long. There's an unwritten rule of what that relationship is and that dialogue and how much they care for each other. So it's just a tiny little jump into the next step. I wouldn't mind, revising Jeffries, because where would she be right now? Like, I think about that all the time. One of the things that I thought of, like, in a grandiose kind of concept, if you came back to see where Jeffries was and she's like a Supreme Court justice, right? Sitting up there. Wouldn't that be awesome? What song can you not help but sing out loud when it comes on? Can you sing it a bit? I'm a total geek, like if anything comes up, 80s, 90s, 70s, any R&B, all that kind of stuff, I'll start singing and bop into it. I'm not a good singer, so I'm not going to sing, but I can't think of any song right now. I'm sorry. Whose work are you running to see in the theater as soon as it's released? Well, I actually wanted to go see Anthony Rapp's Without You, because he's a friend. It's on Broadway right now, and I really would love to see that. John Wick for Keanu. Hi, how you doing? Do you believe there is life on other planets? Well, I certainly hope there is. It'd be sort of crazy to think that we're the only ones that have figured it out and have grown to this place that we're at now. I really do hope that there are. Maybe they've got some secrets that would help us clear up our air and clean up the water and, I don't know, just make this world a better place. Keanu can do no wrong in my world. That's all. I'm just saying, I'm putting it right there, and I don't need to hear any haters.